Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Southern Columbia Area Tiger Stadium. The Class Single A 1994 state champs, the Class Single A 1995 runner-ups, and 1996 ranked second in the state in Single A, the Southern Columbia Tigers. The Red Tornadoes, the Class AA 1994 state champs, the Class AA 1995 Eastern Conference champs, 1996 ranked second in the state of Pennsylvania in AA. The Red Tornadoes against the Southern Columbia Area Tigers. I'm Bob Else, Warren Altamore, and Wayne Brokenshire bringing you tonight's game. This is probably, Warren, the biggest game in the state.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, all the radio stations, all the media, everybody in the entire state of Pennsylvania is pointing to this matchup tonight as the game of the night in the state of Pennsylvania. You cannot ask for a better matchup. You cannot ask for a better setting. Here comes the Big Red as they come onto the field, and you got everybody's dressed in red and white in front of us. It's a sea of red and white, just as it is a sea of black, white, and gold on the other side, the Southern Columbia Area Tiger colors. I mean, we had an interview with Al Lanakanis earlier tonight. We talked about what it was like at Southern here this week, and he's talking about how all the businesses and the people on the streets and everything talked up the game. The connections between these two teams they're probably too much to talk about. We'd never be able to go through them in one game. And with the people who live here and came from Mount Carmel or vice versa, you look at the names on the roster and all, it looks like one big area, really. It doesn't look like there's a division of teams. For openers, you're going to see in a moment or two the coin toss. Henry Hajnowski will come out with the coin toss. Henry Hajnowski, of course, playing for Mount Carmel area in the true glory years.
1971, we used to graduate.
He graduated in 71, played 68, 69, and 70.
If you remember the championship years that went on in those times, he went on to play, of course, at Temple University and then into the National Football League with both Cleveland and I believe the Philadelphia Eagles. And now, he's someone that you look to in our tradition in football and always look back and see his name. He'll come out tonight and toss the coin because he's on the board of directors and one of the movers and shakers at Southern Columbia Area High School. So that's just one connection that you'll see tonight.
I talked to Coach Roth this morning about their lineups and everything, and he said, Bob, it's just so surprising how many people have come out of the woodwork and said, well, my husband's from Mount Carmel. My daughter's boyfriend goes to Mount. Just so many people are from Mount Carmel. This is a game that probably, as most people have said, should have taken place maybe 5-6 years ago and started the tradition at that point. Right now, it's starting tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it is starting.
Captains are meeting at the center of the field, and Henry Hajnowski comes out to do the toss of the coin.
I believe Henry, would they be his sons with him out there?
I would.
The two young guys that come out with him? One's wearing a Southern Columbia Tiger shirt. As you watch the traditional coin toss, of course, Henry knows everybody on both sides of the ball. He's able to talk with all the captains because he knows their families on both sides.
Right now, the head referee giving some information to the captains as Henry listens in. The crowds were here tonight at 4:30. And maybe a little earlier. There was a group of high school guys. I think it's a new posse being formed because they appear to be at everything, supporting everything, and you have to give some of these guys a lot of credit. And they were here probably somewhere around 3:30, did a little tailgating, welcomed everybody from Mount Carmel coming in, and very interesting for the Red Tornadoes to have a backyard rivalry like this starting up again.
I mean, as we talked with Al, Wayne, it's an instant rivalry.
Oh, definitely.
You didn't have to play. You didn't have to do anything. It just became instantly a rivalry.
What happened, I think, at that point, or at this point anyway, when you're talking about the rivalry, is that the tradition of football at Mount Carmel and the tradition of football here at Southern Area, two teams that have bragging rights for a number of years now all of a sudden get to play each other, and now it's a rivalry.
Red Tornadoes have the toss of the coin and will be on the move offensively first. Starting on the offense for the Big Red. At split end, number 30, Sean Jamin. At the tackles, number 56, Gary Dunn, and number 76, Mike Boyer. At the guards, number 65, Rick Harris, and number 66, Joe Chicatano. At center, number 75, Jonathan Elst. At tight end, number 83, Eric Higgins. At quarterback, number 6, Vic Karnaski. At the fullback, number 41, Joe Costello. At tailback, number 22, Brett Veach. And at slot back, 27, Dave Evans. The Tigers, on the other hand, will go with a 4-4 defense tonight most of the time. They rotate their tackles, so we're not positive who will come out first, but most likely Jason Crawford, the senior, number 78, and Steve Marinick, number 54, will be the other defensive tackle at the ends. Mark Madera and number 73, and the other defensive end, Gary Stein, 66. At the linebacker positions, the inside linebackers, Rico Rosini, number 22, Scott Bloom, number 32, Nick Rosini, number 80, and Mark Yurkevich, number 40. At the cornerback, we'll get the cornerbacks there for you. 86, Jason Macheski, and number 19, Zach Knorr, and the safety, number 16, Mike Myers. There we go. We got them all. We have to go both teams tonight. You know that. Well, sometimes when this goes to Tamaqua, I don't have to know all the other players' numbers.
You know? Skip a player or two. Not tonight, folks. You got to get them all. Before the kickoff, let me tell you people, and if you didn't make it to the game, it's truly a sad moment, but if you couldn't, for the first time ever, WKMC TV is using 2 crane-mounted bucket trucks to bring you this game on camera. Absolutely unbelievable. 2 trucks have been brought in by the district, and we're using them to mount our cameras on.
66, Gary Stein with the kick. Goes in the direction of Costello and goes out of bounds on about the 14-yard line. And this one will come back to the 35-yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes from the 35-yard line. Joe wanted that one badly, but he just left it go out of bounds.
Joe's about as wound as tight as you can wind right now. He's ready to explode. He's got to hit somebody soon or be in serious trouble. As we talked about, as Bob had mentioned, we talked about Southern Columbia, traditionally at least. We may see change here and there, but traditionally it would be 4-4 defense. They move back and forth, but
they're actually going to let Southern kick off again.
That's
so they're
unusual.
Taking the penalty,
that's
right.
Unusual. They'll come out of 4-4. We, of course, at least from what we understood at Supper Club last night, there's no major changes in our offensive set. We'll be pretty much a mixed offense using many different formations and many different plays off of them. Southern on offense, much different than we're used to. Shikellamy is the only other team we face on a regular basis who's running a pure wing T offense. And Southern Columbia, unless we are completely taken aback tonight, will open up and play the entire game using the wing T offense.
Okay, it looks like we took the penalty here, guys.
Right,
5 yards back.
5 yards back.
Apparently, we're looking again for the short kick for some speed to pick up, and I'm sure we feel that we can pick up more than at the 35-yard line. We can pick up some field position here on the second kick.
66, Gary Stein to kick off again for the Southern Columbia area Tigers. Kicks away. The direction of Veach, taken on about the 20-yard line. A reverse to Malachowski. He slips, but he's going around the right side. One man to beat. He's down to about the 45-yard line of the Tigers. Great play by the Red Tornadoes to start out with faking it. Everybody from Southern Columbia went after Veach on that play.
That's an example of a team that's never seen us play. Because we've used that play 1,000 times. But if you're not in a series with us and you're not seeing us regularly, we did not use it in our first 2 games.
No, we haven't.
And they did not see it scouting us.
I'll tell you what, I don't think we used it much towards the end of last season. A little bit in the middle of the season, that was about it.
Red Tornadoes set up first down and 10 on the 46-yard line of the Tigers. They shift into a slot. Karnaski back to pass. Good block. Rolls to his
Look
right.
at this.
Looks at Evans.
He has it there.
Caught it at about the 20-yard line. Great catch by Dave Evans. Karnaski to Evans. 22, Rico Rosini in on the tackle. Nice pass, Vic Karnaski to Dave Evans.
What you saw there is that we set up in trips left. We set up in our power formation, our I formation. We jumped into trips left. The defense never picked up the third man over on the left-hand side.
A lot of noise here because we have the Mount Carmel area coaches right next to us, so it'll be and Paul Babinski just knocked me out of the booth, so hang in there with me,
some voices.
Karnaski sets the Tornadoes, hand off to Veach, tries it up the middle, gain of about 2 yards. Good blocking down in there by the Red Tornadoes. Nice tackle made. Boy, I missed the tackle. 63 looks like he was in on the tackle for the Tigers, which is
I couldn't see. The referee was standing right when he got up. I didn't see it. He moved back into the crowd.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. The ball on the 14-yard line. Kanaski back to pass. Looks in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown.
There it is, the first one. Big Red. Big Red comes out throwing the ball and
right away.
Apparently caught both times in a defense that they were not ready. They did not recognize the formation, and they let the man get free in the back.
Look at this. Look at this. Well, nobody's over with our
the 4-4 defense just doesn't cut it when you're going to pass like this.
In fact, I'll tell you what, in the binoculars, it didn't look like they were in a 4-4 at that point.
Chicatano in the snap. Montgomery the holder. Zinkovic with the kick. And it's good. With 10:48 remaining in the first quarter, the score, the Red Tornadoes 7, Southern Columbia Area Tigers 0.
Well, that was a big series, and of course the first touchdown of the series, which will be a long-running one, I'm sure. Again, Southern Columbia, we felt that if there was a weakness defensively, it was against the pass.
Sean Jamin did a great job getting up in the air in the end zone and getting that ball away from Vic. Vic just laid it right in there. Great job by Jamin and Kranaski.
I'll tell you what, that pass pattern that Jamin ran, when he hooked in the center or in the end zone there, he shielded the defender in back of him, which was an excellent position. The defender didn't even see the ball coming.
A quick lead for the Red Tornadoes. Again, this will be a real feeling out here in the beginning of this game, is that both teams are not used to each other.
Mount Carmel is not used to the Southern's defense or offense that they're going to throw at our defense right now. So that was the titanium binoculars racking against the microphone.
Deafened almost there.
Kicking off for the Red Tornadoes, number 64, Mike Zinkovic. Changing the Red Tornado defense tonight, and we'll give it to you here in a little bit. Kick goes close out of bounds, picked up by Rosini, and he's hit on about the 24-yard line. First down and 10. Tigers from the 24-yard line.
45 was in there. Bob?
Okay, on the tackle.
Ryan McGee, number 29.
Okay, McGee in there on the tackle, and also 29, Dan
Malakowski.
Set up the defense for the Red Tornadoes at defensive end, Eric Higgins, number 83. The tackles, number 80, Jason Malakowski, and number 64, Mike Zinkovic. At defensive end, number 30, Sean Jamin, and at the nose guard tonight, number 47, Mike Zinkovic, the sophomore, taking the place of Jeff Evans, who broke his hand. Tries up the middle. Gain of probably about 1 or 2 yards by Rosini. Tackle made on the right side by number 76. Looks like Mike Boyer was in because of Zinkovic changing his shoe.
First play, and he's out now. And he comes out right away, and Zinkovic goes back in. That time, Mount Carmel pressured the side that the ball was going to by blitzing the linebacker. Now, the last time you saw a wing T team facing us was Wilkes-Barre GAR. They ran a version of it. They weren't as pure as this team, but they ran a version of the wing T that night when we won the Eastern Conference Championship.
Hand off to Bloom around the left side. Finds
nice hit,
hit
21.
by number 21, Matt Montgomery, from his safety position.
Waiting for them to move the sticks. It's going to be about a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, gain of about 4 yards. 3rd down and 3. The ball's on the 29-yard line. 9:42 left in the first. Red Tornadoes came out with a 7-0 lead. Nick Slater, the sophomore quarterback for the Tigers, sets the Tigers. Blitz coming through. There comes Rico through on the left side. Tackle made by number 27, Dave Evans, 27. And 83, Eric Higgins.
He's going to have enough for the first down, I believe.
Yep, first down, Tigers.
First down. One of the things we look at with Southern Columbia, of course, is a punishing ground game, gaining 400, 500 yards a game on the ground. don't pass very much. They come in with a sophomore quarterback, of course, Slater, a little bit untested probably as far as game conditions go. They did throw somewhat against Bloomsburg, but we believe Bloomsburg was probably a little susceptible to the pass at that point in the game.
This one's going to Rosini. Oh, no, it was Bloom, and a nice tackle made by Matt Montgomery coming up from the safety position again.
That looked like Murphy, number 26, carrying the ball.
Yeah, it was Murphy.
They ran a reverse in the backfield.
Southern Columbia, 2nd down and 4 yards to go. The ball on the 39-yard line. 8:21 left in the first. Slater fakes, back to pass. Looks across the middle, over in the corner. Broken up and over the head of his receiver, but covered very nicely by number 29, Dan Malakowski.
A little test that time, testing the young quarterback and our defense.
Right.
Of course, when you're defensing the wing T, of course, you're gearing yourself for just the relentless, punishing running game. So you are susceptible to a quick pass. The problem with the wing T is that it's a more difficult offense to set a pass up from than to get formations out of.
Right.
3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Tigers. Slater puts Bloom in motion. Takes it on a bootleg, on the pass, almost intercepted and nailed by 22 Brett Beach and number 64 Mike Sinkovic.
That's what you're going to have.
Big pressure.
You have
from the
big
Red
pressure
Tornadoes.
onto the quarterback, and the quarterback pitched the ball. He was in the grasp already when he pitched the ball and almost pitched it away.
Joe Murphy again. I'm getting Murphy and Bloomy mixed up. 26 Joe Murphy.
Evans that time almost got the ball.
Did he really?
He moved to the pitch man, and I thought he did. I thought he got the ball. He was that close to it. And he was hitting his helmet when he stood up. That's how close he knew he was.
In punt formation for the Tigers, number 32, Scott Bloom. Snaps back, good snap. Kicks away, end over end. Bounces on about the 35, taken by Evans, and he's going to take it out around the right side. Found a little running room, but brought down by number 34 on the tackle.
You got a face mask.
Yeah, tackle made by number 34, Rob Yankowski.
What are they waiting to throw the flag for?
I have no idea.
Well, there was one flag down already, so this could be 2 flags here. One flag was down on the face mask.
Yeah, but that wasn't where the face mask was.
Right.
Unless he just threw where he was standing. Yeah,
actually, penalty was called by the trailing referee on the opposite side of the field coming over.
And I thought for sure he didn't. When the other guy didn't call it, I thought, maybe I missed something over there.
First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. The ball on the 49-yard line. 7:15 left in the first.
Second offensive series for Big Red, of course, scoring on the very first one when they had the ball in the initial part of the quarter.
Boy, they're giving a big gap over the ball.
Pitch back to Veach. Coming out around the left side. Finds lots of running room. Makes a juke on his way. Great block by Mike Boyer. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
Oh, and Big Red is stunning the Tigers right now. Stunning them.
And you know what it's doing? What it is? It's the speed. We shield off all the linemen, the defensive linemen, hit the corner. That's it. We're gone. And you have to admit, we did throw some downfield blocking that really did break them.
We're going to get a flag here for celebrating, I think, but that happens in a big game like this. You're going to see that happen.
If you break down the two teams and you're looking at it strictly, and we talked about this extensively at Supper Club last night, if you break down the two teams and you're looking for differences, size was not a difference. Southern Columbia may be bigger. They may be bigger than we are. But speed, we felt that Mount Carmel area would be bringing in more speed than Southern had probably seen in a very long time, including any championship game they may have played in. Now, speed is the difference in anything. If you can make it to the outside like we just did there, now he had to break 2 tackles on his own, so it's not pure speed that's going to do it, but listen, speed and athletics like that, and you got 6 points.
Red Tornadoes have to go for 2 here, Warren, just so you know.
And they're doing it from what, the
left hash mark.
18, you're right.
It's a long 2. It's a long 2 yard.
There you go.
That was a celebration penalty, but that occurs once in a while in a big game like this, as we said.
And I'm sure Whitey will talk about it with him, though.
Karnaski fakes, back to pass, lots of pressure, looking downfield, into the end zone.
Oh, all right. No, he's out.
Out of bounds. But a very good completion by
No.
Vic Karnaski to Eric Higgins.
I'll
but
tell
he
you
was
what,
out of bounds.
we had 3 kids standing in the end zone with nobody on them. The other one standing over in the left-hand side over here was Dave Evans. There was absolutely nobody near him for 5 to 10 yards.
Almost looked like it was setting up to be a screen pass.
Yeah, but he was too naked on that side. He moved too far away for the screen. Again, I think Southern's seeing some formations they were not expecting to see, even on that particular play. But, I mean, again, early, I would have to say they look confused in the defensive backfield, and that's going to kill them. It really is. With Karnaski's arm, he doesn't need a lot of room. You get a little bit off a guy, and you're going to get hurt.
Red Tornadoes in the lead, 13-0 with 7:05 left in the first quarter. Kicking off for the Red Tornadoes, number 64, Mike Sinkovich. Deep for the Tigers, number 32, Scott Bloom, and number 22, Rico Rosini. Kicks away, going toward the out of bounds, and it will be out of bounds on about the 20-yard line. Now Southern has the choice of taking the penalty or taking the ball on the 35-yard line or having Mike Sinkovich kick over again.
Remind me, and I got to ask this question. I've heard other people say it. Why is it that we don't move him over? Now, obviously, that's the way he kicks. He's done it consistently since the beginning of the season. I'm not saying anything bad about him. But obviously, from whatever leg motion he has, he kicks it to that corner all the time. Why don't we just move him 5 yards over?
Put him back in the middle of the field.
And maybe get him into the middle, unless, there's a reason. I'm going to ask that question at supper next week.
There you go.
I'm
Good
delving into
you.
the kicking game.
And we have some real neat information coming up here as the game progresses about Harry. You were asking about Harry. I was. And one of your favorite supporters and a local fan who really said, tell Warren, we're going to hold that one a little bit here. But we just want everybody to know we know who Harry is.
A little suspense yet. Again, he's kicking and lined up at the other hash mark. So that's something I want to ask and see if there's a reason for that or he's more comfortable or whatever the reason might be. It just seems odd since he goes out of bounds so often.
To the right.
Yeah, always to the same side.
Coach Babinski looked like he was ready to answer you here as he gave me a poke in the rib.
He's a little busy right now.
A squibber bounces around on about the 39-yard line and will be covered at the 39-yard line by the Tigers.
So they picked up 4 yards on it.
4 yards on that. 66 covered that ball for the Tigers, which is Gary Stein. He took a pretty good shot there on the bottom of the pile. Same defense holds up there for the Red Tornadoes. As we said, Mike Boyer, 76 in a defensive right tackle as the kicker, Mike Sinkovich, changes his shoe. Slater tries it to Rosini, finds some room up the middle, gain of about 10 yards. Nice run that time, good blocking that time up the middle.
That's now the wing tee. A lot of people say the wing tee, a little bit antiquated. Why do you run it? But the key to the wing tee is that the ball can go in so many different ways.
Right.
So many different holes can be hit with at the same play, and that's where the surprise factor comes in. That time you would have bet that ball was going to come to their right side, and it didn't. It went to the left of the center.
Second down and 1 yard to go. Ball on the 48-yard line. Slater tries to Bloom. Oh, good tackle made that time by the left defensive end, Sean Jamin. Jamin held his ground and made a great tackle.
I don't think he got it. I think they're going to measure it, but I don't think he
No,
got it.
Jamin came in, stepped one step through. And
look where they placed it, though. They're going to measure it. I knew when he put it down, it was different than where I thought he got hit at.
Right.
Offensive line for Southern Columbia area. Tackle number 68, Mark Sicily. The other tackle, 78, Jason Crawford. At the guards, number 73, Mark Madera, and number 54, Steve Marinick. And number 63, the center, Chuck Kowalczyk.
Yeah, I felt that was a rather generous spot, to tell you the truth, but they don't let me do that. They don't give me a comment on that.
6:23 left in the first. The ball on the 49-yard line. First down and 10, Southern Columbia. Bloom in motion. Bloom gets the ball around the left side, finds some running room for about 4 yards, knocked out of bounds.
66.
66, Joe Chicatano.
30.
30, Sean Jamin,
29.
and 29, Dan Malakowski.
Yep.
I know that we're looking closely at that. That play has gained some yardage each time they run it. That's probably the bread and butter wing T play there, other than the shot up the middle with everybody moving one way and you go up the middle. We need to find a way to stop that. If you can gain that many yards on first down, we could be in trouble.
Second down and 6 yards to go for the Tigers. Slater tries it up the middle to Rosini, finds a hole, but just tripped up by number 41, Joe Costello. Close to a first. No, they moved it back a little. It'll be a third down and about 1 yard to go.
There's Rosini showing a lot of speed going through the hole. There's a hole there. He has the speed to go through.
Now Southern probably has a pretty nice, consistent drive going right now. This is what they're known for. This is what they've been doing for the last 10 years. I mean, they'll just keep pounding at you until they get into the end zone.
Third down and inches to go. Slater fakes to Rosini. No, he gave it to Rosini.
Yeah.
Gave it to Bloom, and in on the tackle, 64, Mike Sinkovich.
83.
83, Eric Higgins.
No, he
and
lost
47, Steve
He
Sinkovich.
lost
So
substantial
the
yards.
Sinkovich twins and Higgins.
My goodness, he's going to lose 5 yards.
What happened there was it was a fake dive going left, and he was coming back to the right. When he got the ball, he ran into the other halfback. Our defensive line had blocked up the hole and pushed their line back.
Now 4th and 5, and I think Southern for a second considered going for it, but I believe they're going to punt. Yeah, that would be the smart move. Punt, try to pin us deep down to the end zone.
32, Scott Bloom in punt formation.
Again.
Good play by the defense that time to stop it. Yeah, 3rd and inches.
Snaps back, high snap. He got it away. Jamin almost blocking it, and it bounces, takes a real good Southern area bounce down to about the 4 yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes from about the 4.
For the first time in the game, a little change in field position. Big Red pinned down to its own goal line, leading 13-0, 3:57 still remains in the first quarter. That time Southern showed us a little bit of what we can see from them the rest of the game.
Right.
They're not going to be fancy, and they're not going to change a lot. They're just going to keep coming at you until they go in the end zone. That's their philosophy.
Well,
actually, the ball's on the 8 yard line, guys.
You get into the big games like this, you never change what's won games for you.
They have a thing on the scoreboard that tells us what that is. I'm trying to guess it.
A lot of motion for the Red Tornadoes here on a shift. Kanaski to Costello, driving up the middle, gain of about 4 yards, 4 or 5 yards. And the middle is tight for Southern Columbia area. A big group there with the defensive tackle, Marinick, 225, Madera, 200, Scott Bloom at the inside linebacker at 170, and Rosini at the other one, 195. So big guys up front there in the middle. Second down and 6 yards to go. 3:25 left in the first quarter. Evans goes in motion. Pitch back to Veach, going out around the right side. And out of bounds after about a 5 or 6 yard gain, close to a first down.
Looks real close.
First down, Red Tornadoes.
See, Southern area at that time, I guess, assumed they were coming up the middle. They tightened themselves up from their normal defense, and they tightened towards the middle. Again, we cannot stress this enough. I said it when I came into the game, I'll say it now. Speed is the difference, and they're letting us get around them. And if they let us get around them, it's going to be a very long night indeed for them.
3:13 left in the first. 13-0, Red Tornadoes in the lead. Costello and Veach in the backfield. Snaps back, rolls to his right, hits Jamin. First down, Red Tornadoes at about the 34-yard line. Nice throw from Karnaski to Jamin. Good catch by Jamin.
And there's a play we haven't seen. We didn't see that play last year either. At the beginning of this year, we haven't. We got Jamin out here split a little bit. We got one-on-one on him. Nobody else, and all he's doing is running a little flare to the outside, and that's it.
First down and 10, the ball on the 34-yard line. Inside, oh, big hit from number 22, Rico Rosini.
Big hit that time, but he didn't stop him, did he? He got around.
No, he got
gained
around him,
yards.
3-yard gain.
And he took a square hit. I mean, that was as square a hit as you're going to get in the hole. And Costello, I mean, truly came into this game like a rocket. I mean, he couldn't be contained before the game. I mean, that's a mark of an all-state player.
Joe Costello has
That's the way it
become
works.
a great senior leader for this Mount Carmel area team.
Yeah, he's truly living up to all the honors he had last year and then some.
Panaski fakes the Veach to Higgins around the end. Looks at Jamin on the fly. Incomplete.
That play, Southern that time covered that play excellently.
They were actually out there with Jamin, right?
With Jamin, he had a very little chance of completing the pass. And again, a razzle-dazzle play, not something we have seen so far this year, anyway. But you try these things.
Just to
see
try,
what
right?
Everybody's doing, keep everybody a little bit loose. They're trying to loosen the defense up a little bit to get some running room, and they're doing it with the pass. They've been successful passing, and I think Southern has to sooner or later respect it a little bit and get themselves off the line a little bit, especially the linebackers.
Here's Red Tornado shift again, moves Higgins over to left as the tight end, over the left side. Back to pass. Oh, it's a screen pass taken by Evans. He needs one block, and first down, Red Tornadoes as he's knocked out of bounds on about the 46-yard line. Good play that time by the Red Tornadoes. When you have that 4-4 defense, too, it leaves so many people there to defend against the screen that you want to pick up that first down or that 8 or 9 yards with it. Good job. Nice run by Dave Evans.
Offensively, Big Red looks extremely sharp. I mean, they're executing perfectly. The line play is excellent right now. I mean, and they're having a good now Southern's line, I believe Southern's defensive line is the biggest line they're going to see this year. And I'm talking even with Shamokin. I still think this line might be bigger.
Karnaski back to pass. Good protection. Over the head of Higgins. That would have been close to a first down. Second down and 10. 1:46 left in the first. 13-0. Red Tornadoes in the lead.
A pretty big contrast so far in the game in offenses where Mount Carmel area is throwing the ball either as much or more than they're running. Southern Columbia has attempted just one pass on the game score, and that's what you would expect. They're just not a passing team, and they're not the kind of team that's going to air the ball out a lot. 29,
Dan Malakowski into the game, split far right at split end for the Red Tornadoes. That puts Costello in motion. Veach the lone back. Snaps back. Oh, they do a drop play to Veach. Nice run. First down and more down to the 35-yard line. Great draw play by the Red Tornadoes.
That was an excellent play. Now, and I would have to say that might have been called from up here in the booth from the other coaches. We ran our trips to the right. We put Vici back there all by himself. And what that did, all he needed was one person to get around, and that was the defensive end who was blitzing from the right side. As soon as he cut on the inside, the tackle took the tackle down, and he had clear running for about 15 yards.
Again, the Southern defense looks a little bit surprised, a little bit on their heels. They're not exactly sure what to expect, and I think we're exploiting the weakness of the 4-4 right now.
Pitch back to Veach, taking it out around the right side. Good block. Takes it around the right side. Good for close to a first down. Great block by number 30, Sean Jamin. Good interior line blocking again by the Red Tornadoes, but the springing block was 30, Sean Jamin.
And again, here's another thing where you have Veach.
You gonna be all right? I'm checking him a second here. You okay? Breathe a little bit now.
He's all right. He spit his dentures out there on that one.
No,
baby.
He was going at it.
Woo-wee.
58 seconds left in the first quarter.
They have one of those clocks that confuses me. Look.
Karnaski hits Higgins. Gain of about 5 yards, and just right now picking the defense apart. Nice tackle that time, though, by number 86, Jason Machewski.
I'll tell you what, you have to give the center of our line, Jonathan Else on the left-hand side, Ricky Harris on the right-hand side. We have Joe Chicatano. We have Mike Boyer over on the right, and Higgins. I can't see, Gary Dunn over on the other side. You have to give those guys a lot of credit. They're working against a much bigger line, and they're giving Vic a lot of time back there to look at his man and to hit him.
14 seconds left in the first. Hand off to Costello. Nice hole up the middle. Gain of about, it'll be a first down to about the 11-yard line. Good blocking that time.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You're looking at an arm tackle around the ankles that put Costello down. He had clear sailing to the right side of the end zone on that one.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. The score at the end of the first quarter, the Red Tornadoes 13, the Southern Columbia Area Tigers 0.
One of the things, and you can say what you want, one of the things you need to look at in this game is Southern Columbia is a Class A school playing a Class A schedule. And if they are stepping out of Class A, they're usually stepping out, and I'm not trying to demean them by this, it's just the way the schedule is. They're not stepping out against any strength. When you play a Class AA schedule, now maybe you're going to meet a Southern which is equal to you. But the difference in the Class A schedule is Mount Carmel area is playing Southern, Shamokin, Marion, and North Schuylkill 4 games in a row. Those games, year in and year out, are what makes the difference in a program and why the different classes are a little bit of a step difference. That's not to say that Class A doesn't go in and beat a Class 2A school or a Class 3A school. But consistently, and when you're dealing with the cream of the crop of Class 2A, that's a big step. Even if you're the cream of the crop of Class A. Now, we may go on to lose this game, but that will always hold true no matter what you're doing when you step out of class. It's a big difference. A big difference in how you play football.
Red Tornadoes start the second quarter, first down and 10, the ball on the 12-yard line.
I expect to be fully tarred and feathered before I leave the stadium after that statement. Luckily, I'll be home when this airs, and I'll be moving before this airs.
I was just going to say that.
To protect my mother.
Full house backfield for the Red Tornadoes, and now they split out of that. Keep Costello and Veach in the backfield. Pitch back to Veach, going to go out around the right side, cuts it back and down to about the 6-yard line. Nice tackle made that time by number 66, Gary Stein. Steiny coming over from his defensive end position.
It's a good thing he did because it was opening up again. It was sealing off. He made that play from the backside, which is where they weren't doing it before. No gain on that play.
No gain on that play. It looked like it's getting to that point in the field where it's tough seeing the yard lines.
One of the reasons is this press box. I now notice it isn't centered I mean, it seems like you're odd on the field somehow.
Oh man, he should take.
Higgins and just out of the reaches of Higgins.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10, and now Big Red in danger of stalling a little bit here. The ball on the 12-yard line of Southern Columbia. Coach sending in a new play with Evans. Interesting to see what this play will be now with a 3rd and 10 coming up on the 12.
Well, Higgins splits far left. It puts Jamin far right. Veach goes in motion. Pernaski looks at Higgins again. Oh, in and out of his hands on about the 4-yard line with the defender slipping down. That was a touchdown. Rico Rosini went down on his knees.
We're going to attempt the field goal, I believe, folks. We are going to attempt the field goal.
Timeout called by the Red Tornadoes.
Now, Wayne and Bob, were you watching? If you watch that play, watch what they're and I hear them picking it up next to me here. Whenever a motion guy goes out of the offense for us, when we send a motion guy, they're trailing him with one specific player. They're not shifting. One player trails, and it's the backside player. He trails to the side that we're sending in motion, right? That leaves the receiver, which we're trying to do. We're isolating a receiver always one-on-one that way. I notice when Cassidy goes that way, when he's moving either direction, now not the same player, but another player also trails him in the defense and goes to where he's going. When you do that, that's setting up an isolation no matter what, sooner or later, and usually on a short pass like that before the other defender can get into position.
Mike Zinkovic, number 64, in to attempt the field goal. The ball will be placed on the 19-yard line, making it a 29-yard field goal. Matt Montgomery will hold. Number 66, Joe Chicatano, will be the center. Snaps back, it's down, the kick's up, and just off to the left, no good. So the Southern Columbia Tigers hold for the first time. Tigers. A Tiger.
Impressive drive that time.
It was an impressive drive, and what it does is something that Southern area has done year in and year out. You know, you drive down, you score, but you're eating that clock up.
And you put your defense on the ground all the time, and that's going to hurt.
Right. And now our defense is rested. The thing is, we almost went a half a quarter in that drive from the 7-yard line all the way down to the 20.
11:07 left in the first half. Tigers are going to start out on the 19-yard line. TV timeout here. Oh, that's for us. Sorry.
That was that one now.
No.
Okay.
That was just. Slater sets the Tigers. Murphy in motion around the left side. Big hit by 76 Mike Boyer, still on his feet. Nice run that time by number 32 Scott Bloom. Good run by Blooming.
I'll tell you what, again, everything was Rosini, and Bloom's been the man. He's been the bread and butter right now, picking up the yardage for them.
Second down and 5 yards to go. The ball on the 24-yard line.
Yeah, the wing tee is such a simple but brutal offense. Isolate two people, bang on them, and try to get past them. That's
and the
all
thing
it
is, everything is so close in the backfield that you don't know who has the ball.
Yeah, a lot of deception with the wing tee.
Slater to Rosini. Nice tackle made by Sean Jamin, initially hit by 29, Dan Malakowski.
Coach, don't blitz anybody. Cast is out of control.
Third down and about 6 inches to go for the Tigers.
Again, when they have the ball, they're impressive. They really are. They have a good-looking offense.
9:47 left in the first half. Slater with Rosini directly behind him. Murphy goes in motion to the right side, tries it up the middle, and we have flags on the play, and this might be an offside call.
Now there's a play there that was very similar to one that Veach just ran. We overloaded one side. They had motion going one side, left Rosini,
That's a killer.
and brought Rosini back to the left, looking at if he could beat the defensive end.
Right.
He's got some yardage.
A motion penalty on the Tigers at truly an inopportune moment in time brings up now a 3rd and 6 ball sitting on the 24-yard line of the Tigers. That's a killer. That's a backbreaker when you got 3rd and inches and you have motion.
Third down and 5 yards to go. The ball on the 24-yard line. Motion again. Tries the pitch. Fumble! Recovered by the Red Tornadoes. In on the ball for the Red Tornadoes.
83.
Number 83, Eric Higgins. Good job by
ball.
Higgins from the defensive end position to go after the ball.
I'll tell you what, there is a point where you're looking at a young quarterback. He pitched, they had enough of blockers out in front. They had the ball carrier out there right behind him, ready to break the play. He throws the pitch behind him. A little bit of inexperience at that point.
Red Tornadoes have the ball on the 19-yard line. 9:03 left in the first half. Karnaski puts Veach in motion. Back to pass. Fakes to Higgins. Looks at him over into the corner. Oh, just out of the reaches of Higgins on the left side.
Now you see what
Second down and 10.
That play was the exact play that they ran when he dropped it, right? Only that time he faked, stopped dead, Karnaski pumps, and then he takes off down the end zone.
29, Malakowski into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes.
Offensively, Mark Yurkevich, 40. 40 is the guy that's covering the motion man all the time. If you're watching your TV, watch when they go in motion. Number 40 will peel off and follow in whatever direction they're heading.
Karnaski to Veach. Gain of about 8 yards, and real tough defense that time by the Tigers. They are stuffed right in the middle of the field right there.
Gain of 2 yards.
Gain of 2 yards. What'd I say?
I said 8 yards.
Sorry.
Gain of 2, 4,
2
and then
yards.
8 to go.
8 to go. Third down and 8.
The only reason I say that is because I'm afraid I go into another dimension and I miss it or something.
You were in another dimension as you started this broadcast tonight.
Pretty
You were
much.
the leader.
Pretty much.
Motion for the Red Tornadoes. Puts Jamin out. Drop straight back. Kranaski looking, flags on the play. No, he handed off
Shovel-
to Veach.
shovel
Shovel pass to
pass.
Veach. It's going to be a touchdown.
It's coming
but
back.
I think
There's
we're
a
going to have a
flag.
hold against the Red Tornadoes.
Tell you what, excellent play by
Great play.
Vic.
I didn't
Excellent.
see the shovel. It looked like
Yep.
a handoff.
I'll get a touchdown call back. You hate to do that in a big game. I had a bug just fly in my eye, guys. It's like a 747. He dive bomb on some of my glasses and tried to go at me. I'm okay now. Thanks for your concern.
Did he take your eye out?
What do you think I'm doing?
Well, no, wait,
I'm
guys,
wrestling.
you missed the whole thing here.
I'm wrestling back here.
They called I am not sure what they called.
Then we didn't miss it.
Yeah, you did. Because believe it or not, Southern has the ball.
Third down. It's supposed to be third down.
It was third down.
Wait.
It's fourth down now for the Red Tornadoes. Now they're giving first down to Southern Columbia area, and I have no clue.
That was not fourth down. That was third down.
Well, something was missed there. And flags on the play, and this is going to be a movement call against the Tigers as the Mount Carmel area defense is jumping around. We see that occurring, but no clue on that.
No, I don't know either. I'll be truthful with you. I don't know what happened there.
Understand, Coach, that we don't need him caught inside. He thinks he can.
8 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first half. 13-0, Red Tornadoes in the lead, and we'll get a ruling on that as halftime comes, and you can bring that back to us.
Jose will know what it
Warren.
was. I don't have a clue what we did there.
Ooh, nice play.
Good tackle
Good
made
tackle.
by Mike Sinkovich, and 60, Jason Malakowski.
Somebody got mugged
Jason.
That was
back
big
there.
60 Malakowski in on the hit. I wasn't sure who was the ball carrier.
Another loss. That'll bring up a second. Wait, first, yeah, second.
Second.
Down. There's a penalty. That was a penalty in the first down. It's going to bring up a second and probably close to 20. I was going to say he lost 5 more yards on top of the penalty. So offensively, they've kind of stalled in their last 2 attempts right now.
65, Rick Harris in at nose guard for the Red Tornadoes. Slater, back to pass, looks downfield, broken up.
Beautiful
Very
play
nice
by
play
number
41,
41.
Joe Costello.
I'll tell you what, he was wide open. He had a step. He was turned to the inside for the pass, and Joey Costello went up a mile high to block that one.
That was their, if you looked at their offensive set that time, that was their first pure passing offensive set. I mean, they truly lined up and said, okay, we're throwing the
throw the
ball. This
ball.
is what we're going to do. You know, stop us. And they had everybody in the pattern. Everybody was out in the pattern. And you'll see that, I'm sure, again this time.
Yeah, they
Third
have
and 20 now. Although they're going to have to shift into it because they're not in it right now. They're not shifting.
back to pass, incomplete over the head of number 34 coming out of the Tiger backfield, which is Rob Yankowski.
He had lots of time to throw the ball that time, but he truly had no receiver open. Everybody was covered. And I was a little bit surprised he threw it where he did because he was leaving himself open for interception that time. Again, he's a young quarterback. He's a sophomore. This is a learning season. We know what that's like. We've gone through with our own sophomore quarterbacks. You're going to make a couple of mistakes, and you're going to get a little bit, antsy for a while until you get the feel of the game. And this is his first big game. They played Bloomsburg last week. I know that's not considered a big game. What was their first game?
First game was Line Mountain.
Line Mountain. Now, that was a
Sometimes
somewhat bigger
right,
game. Yeah,
right.
They have a pretty good rivalry going on from what I understand, but Line Mountain a little bit down this year.
32, Scott Bloom will punt for the Tigers. Kicks away, good kick. Hits and bounces backwards and is covered by the Tigers on about the 31-yard line. So again, great field position for the Red Tornadoes.
Carmel, excellent field position, takes over the ball, on the 30-yard line. This is a killer for Southern Columbia right now. There's 7 minutes and 6 seconds left in the second quarter. But their defense has truly spent most of the first half on the field right now.
Kanaski pitches back to Veach, out around the left side, now cuts it back. Nice speed and a gain of about 6 yards.
Tell you what,
Maybe more.
Dave Evans threw a real nice block out there to shield the end coming across, and Brett just cut up behind him.
Gain of about 4, so it's 2nd down and 6 yards to go.
Now, Mount Carmel area in their last offensive set tried a lot of different plays. Not many which we were even used to seeing, to tell you the truth. We saw a lot of different formations and a lot of different plays run from it there. And they may go back to what their bread and butter is here for a while.
Kanaski hands off to Veach. Big hole
Big
up the middle. A huge hole up the middle, and Veach down almost to about the
my goodness
5-yard
gracious.
line.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if that defense was looking for us to run to our right, but, again, that interior line, you're looking at Harris, Jonathan Else on that right-hand side, Joe Chicatano and Mike Boyer and Gary Dunn. They opened up a hole that Warren, sorry to use you again, but, you could have ran through that.
Is it possible to open a hole that big, you think? 1st and 7 on the 7, ladies and gentlemen.
Goal to go for the Red Tornadoes. 6:17 left in the first half. Veach off the left side. Close to a touchdown. Down about the 1-yard line.
Now you see exactly what we've done in this series. This series now we've come out, we hit, but everything's going to the outside. We did hit the middle on that last play, that big pickup, but Brett kicked it to the outside.
Right, he moved
and
out.
Again, now we come back with power left, 3 backs in the backfield. We're kicking the end out. If we turn that corner, we're in touchdown territory again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think,
second down, it's on the 1
right,
yard.
I think we have an
line.
injury timeout right here, right now. They're taking one of the Southern Columbia Tiger players off,
Yeah,
which
they're-
is number 16, Mike Myers.
Again, Southern has to be worried a little bit now. If they go down and one more touchdown with the clock is now running again. With this much time left, they've got to be worried.
2nd down and goal to go for the Red Tornadoes. This is usually a quarterback sneak, and it is. Kanaski behind Else. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes.
Oh, the bus moved things out. The bus was going down the road.
The bus was coming off, but he got called into action on the extra point team because Jamie Vogler's hurt.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
He did, I believe, suit tonight, but he won't play. He has a knee injury of some type. They're going to go for 2. I see Evans running in the game with 2 fingers up.
Coach Williams calling timeout to call the 2-point play.
I astutely knew it was a 2-point play at that moment in time, which is why I get paid the big money. I don't fool around.
5:41 left in the first half. Red Tornadoes have a 19-0 lead.
Well, the big thing here is you're looking from the middle of the first quarter. You're looking Mount Carmel putting on a huge drive from the 7-yard line all the way down to, they got in with inside the 20, and then a penalty brought them back or inside the 10. They got pushed back to the 20 on a penalty. You're talking about Southern's defense being on the field for 3 major series. Now we were in scoring territory the last time we had the ball. When we tried for the extra point, we were down on the 23-yard line or so. So, it's not that their defense is on the field. They're on the field in a pressure situation. It's a little bit different when you get down with inside the 20. Now you're down there 3 times. It's not like being in the middle of the field.
Right.
Another tough thing there, Wayne, is you have Jason Crawford, 78. He's out there the whole game. He's playing both ways right now. He gets a little break here and there, but he's out there. Maronik's out there. Madera's out there. So, they're having to go both ways. And defensively, when you're coming up against a fresh offensive line, and there is Harry. Harry is here. If we can get a picture of Harry on the track. Harry is Harry Fishburne, and we'll tell you about Harry Fishburne after this play. This is a try for 2 points for the Red Tornadoes. Veach goes in motion. Kanaski rolls to the right. Looks over in the middle. Ooh, just over the reaches of Higgins at the back line. With 5:41 left in the first half, the score, the Red Tornadoes 19, the Tigers nothing. Harry Fishburne is an 8th or 9th grade student who started the towel waving, similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he started doing this, I guess, at pep rallies and then at a couple of the games where we were on the box up at Tamaqua and didn't see it really going on. And we have to thank Nunu Shannon.
Nunu Shannon.
And Nunu Shannon is a very, very big fan of you guys, and I guess I could be included in that. She watches us every Wednesday night, and she's Bobby Shannon's grandmother, or mother, sorry. And another big fan. I don't know if he's a good fan of yours, though. Yumbo.
Bobby's a big
Yumbo's
fan.
been a follower of mine before I was anything, and I'm still not.
So thanks, Nunu, for the phone call. Kicks away by Sinkovic, taken by Rosini on the 21-yard line. Big hit, and I would think initially, and on the tackle, looks like 45, Ryan McGee. Nice job by McGee, 40, Damian Ziegler.
Damian Ziegler in there, too.
And Mike Sinkovic tried so hard to be the first one, but Ryan just beat him tonight. McGee was there.
Zingo put a nice finishing touch on it. He ended the play nicely. That's what you're looking for.
First down and 10 for the Tigers. Big defensive series here for the Red Tornadoes to not let down at this point, though.
It's important for the Tigers to get something going. If they put their defense on the field before the half, I think they're going to be in serious trouble.
Slater to Rosini, tries up the middle. Big hit by Boyer, also in there, 41.
Costello.
Which is Joe Costello, and 66, Joe Chicatano. Nice job by the Red Tornado linebackers.
1 yard pickup. And again, they're not nearly as sharp as they were. We've adjusted a little bit to what they're doing, and their offense doesn't look nearly as good as it did in the first quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, in the first quarter, what we were doing is either blitzing Costello or Joe Chicatano, either to the right or to the left, depending on what their power would look like. Now what we're doing is holding them off, and we're coming into the play now instead of trying to run through it.
Tries around the right side. Nice tackle made by 22, Brett Veach. That was Murphy trying to get around the right side, but a nice job by Murph.
Again, we have sealed off that outside isolation, which is the real bread and butter. What we may be giving up a little bit is maybe in the middle, and I'm saying maybe because they're not testing the middle much. They're not going in the middle a whole lot. But if you isolate and you're not able to isolate, and we slow them down on that outside turn like that between the tackle and the end, that's where all the pressure of the wing T comes at you. Then they're going to have to go inside to make any kind of yardage.
Third down and 9, 4:18 left in the first half. Slater tried to run the ball, but a nice hit made by 83, Eric Higgins. Good job by Higgins from his defensive end position.
Tell you what, defensive end, he took on the pulling guard there, held his position, he actually turned the two blockers down through the center, came off the block from the guard and made the tackle.
This will put number 32, Scott Bloom, in punt formation. We'll put 29, Dan Malachowski, and 27, Dave Evans, deep for the Red Tornadoes.
I wonder if we're not putting a block on. Yes,
Bloom's
we are.
back. And he was knocked into the kicker, so that will not be called. And it's down by the Tigers, and that was one of the harder hits of the night on about the 43-yard line.
34, Yankowski, and 80.
It was 88.
Or 88, I'm sorry, Billig. They gave each other a pretty good shot there down in the ball. You don't usually get hit that hard when you're down on the ball.
You watch that play, you see the referee reaching for his back pocket when he saw Higgins going in. But then when he looked at the whole situation, he saw that he was blocked in midair and right into the kicker.
You can't be called for a penalty if the blocker hits you and you go into the kicker like that.
Shotgun formation for the Red Tornadoes.
Oh, baby.
Snaps back. Long throw out there. He's got him out there.
He caught it. He caught that ball.
About the 12-yard line. Great catch. What a great throw and catch.
Unbelievable. I can't even
Who's the receiver?
Veach.
22, Brett Veach.
Brett
received it.
I'll tell you what, Brett was
looking.
looking.
Like he did at full speed like that.
Unbelievable.
Out of the shotgun
I was
formation.
speechless. I'm sorry.
We all were. We
I
just
couldn't
saw
even talk when I saw that happen.
And you know what? It was right at the last moment when he turned to his left, and the ball was there.
Unbelievable. That's athletic ability that you're not going to see very often in high school, folks.
First down and 10, the ball on the 13-yard line. Karnaski, quick drop back, fires it at Malachowski over his hand on about the 11. Second down and 10.
Yeah, we continue to try to isolate that cornerback, and we're doing it on both sides now.
Right.
Sending out in the flat, going for that quick flat pass, and just trying to isolate him. You figure if you turn and make a move on him and get past him, it's a touchdown because he's the only one there. And that's why we continue to do that. We did that at one time, and I think you'll see it over this side again. They'll test this guy with that quick pump and then send him into the end zone and see what happens.
And now they're trying to shift over here. They brought the left linebacker over.
Red Tornadoes shifted to the
back.
left side.
Oh, this is it. It's his touchdown. It's his touchdown.
There it is.
To Brad Veach. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Red Tornadoes.
I'll tell you what.
You heard Coach
There it
Babinski
is.
say this is it
Yep.
before the play was run.
Is he going to be all right, though? Unbelievable, folks.
I'll tell you what. And it's so obvious when you're up here and you're watching the play. The three coaches up here have to be commended. I mean, they've been sending stuff down, and they've been listening down on the field
Yep.
down there. The great thing was they see the motion. They sent the guy over from the left to the right, looking for the quick pass again on this side. We hit the pitch.
It's very difficult standing next to a Coach Babinski and him just screaming and trying to announce this ball. I mean,
That time you saw Southern, they got confused. So they line up exactly the way they should have. The linebacker, you said, the
That's
linebackers now come out into the slot, the opening, and stayed there. As soon as they were going to snap the ball, he turned sideways and he ran right back into the play, took himself out of the play,
Right.
The opening was there. There's only one man to beat then.
and you're listening to.
I'm not even sure anymore.
Oh, you better. It's first half. You
Hurry
have
up.
to do
You're
it.
listening to Coach Babinski.
No,
to
no,
tell
no.
you.
Come on, we need it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll get the after the point, all right? This is a pretty hectic press box up here tonight. I'm getting
well, you had
nervous.
lots of time there to do. Oh, it is. It's
I
wild.
think you almost fell out.
Well, no, that was after he elbowed me.
I think Coach Schultz has to hold on to his belt during these things to keep him going over the edge.
Shift by the Red Tornadoes. Karnaski, back to pass, looks right.
That's it, Vic.
Looks over the middle, good to Jamin for 2. Nice throw by Karnaski to Jamin with 2:52 left in the first half. The score, the Red Tornadoes 27, the Southern Columbia Area Tigers nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the key. You're looking at Jamin now. Now he has experience. Every time we run a 2-point play, it's always flow to the right, into the right end of the end zone. We had 3 receivers over there. When he saw that everybody was covered, Vic was having difficulty, he broke his pattern and went back into the center. Vic saw that he was open and hit him with the ball.
TV. We are broadcasting to you directly from the campus at Mount Carmel Area High School on a microwave signal WLX 267. We are, of course, an instructional fixed television service, and you are catching us on the Service Electric television system Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, channel 13.
I was wondering why you were turning
done.
blue there. You
I'm
know what
done.
I mean?
I can retire for the
I
half
cut
now.
in there real quick.
64, Mike Sinkovich kicking off for the Red Tornadoes. Nice kick this time, going to be taken by Rosini on about the 11-yard line. Finds a little hole, but hit again. McGee on the initial hit. And then hanging on to him. Oh, it was McGee.
McGee
Ryan
held on.
McGee, great
Yes, he
job.
did.
I thought someone knocked Ryan over there, Wayne, but he got a great tackle by McGee.
I tell you what, though, nice move by Rosini. That
Yep.
was a nice
Yep.
move. He went into
That's-
a pile and spun.
That's why he's
That was a nice
dangerous.
move, yeah.
That's why he's dangerous. He has the speed, he has mobility, and he has the balance to do stuff like that. He hits a pile, he's spinning, and he's taking off.
Yeah, that was a nice move. That showed some athletic ability there. You don't coach that. You have to just hope they have that.
Slater sets the Tigers on about the 36-yard line. Going to try to throw. Looks on the fly. Incomplete at about the 49-yard line.
I don't know which one he was aiming for, the short or
No,
the
he
long
didn't.
guy. He had
Yeah.
two guys about 5 or 7 yards apart from each other, both well covered. But that pattern looked like it should be a little bit different than it looked on the field. Again, the problem, and Southern Columbia has to realize this. I know they realize it, but you people have to too. The wing T, unfortunately, we've said this with Chickalimmy, we said it with GAR, the wing T does not lend itself to catching up in a football game. It's kind of a wear you down, beat you to death offense, but it's not a quick strike offense.
Slater fakes to
Double
Rosini.
reverse.
Met nicely by Dave Evans. That was 26 Murphy, the ball carrier. Good tackle by 27 Dave Evans. Held his ground and waited for for Murphy to get there.
Again, you know, there's a play that worked in the first quarter. You're looking at a handoff coming this way to Bloom. Bloom gives a reverse going the other way to Murphy. And it did work in the first quarter. And again, there's another 7-yard pickup.
3rd and 4 for the Tigers. 2 minutes, 13 seconds remain in the second quarter. And again, this is going to put, I think, added pressure on the sophomore quarterback Slater, who's going to have to throw the ball when he comes out in the second half.
Rossini.
There
he goes.
Kicks to the outside.
And he kicked to the outside. This is going to be a touchdown for the Tigers. Touchdown
that's the danger
Tigers.
of Rossini,
Right
there. There you saw why.
Nice run by 22 Rico Rossini. Great blocking by the Tiger line that time.
And again,
isolated everybody
right.
the way you want on the side, on the corner, and came out.
Right, you get motion going the other way. You hit Rossini off. If he breaks the tackle, defensive end, he's gone.
Yeah,
and the coaches here were saying they wanted someone deep. We were trying to, our coaches upstairs were trying to get a back deep for that play right there. Same
you see
play.
The speed on that kid, though?
Yes.
I mean, he's everything that we've heard about right there. That shows you how much he can do right there. Once he broke free, he was gone.
Going for 2 here. Slater gets it to Bloomy, and he's tackled. Good tackle made that time.
60's coming up.
Malikoski and someone down on the field over there for the Red Tornadoes right now, not getting up.
He's hurt.
He's getting up.
8 guys are standing in front of him now. We'll never know who he was. Here he comes. He's still hurt. That's Veach.
Veach, 22, Brett Veach hurt on that play.
Looks like he's talking about a cramp in the calf.
That's one of those stand-up.
No, it looks like his heel. He's going at his heel.
No, he's a cramp. He's cramping. He has the king of cramps out there, of course, Doc Greco, the man who invented cramps. Veach will have to be replaced in the backfield for the kick return. How was that?
It was close.
Although he's looking pretty good now as he walks off. Made a great play over there to stop the two-point conversion, though. Costello went over and told him, "You're really not that hurt that bad. You're not even bleeding, so get back in the game." That was his only advice to him. I don't see any blood. Nothing's hanging off where it shouldn't. Which is the code that he plays by.
Yeah, your leg's still attached.
Yeah, everything's still moving. What are you doing? Get up. Let's go.
This puts deep for the Red Tornadoes, 21. Matt Montgomery, 27. Dave Evans, and 29, Dan Malikoski. 66, Stein will kick off for the Tigers. Try an onside kick.
No.
Oh, and it's recovered by the Tigers at about the 49-yard line. First down and 10, in and out of the hands of a Red Tornado. First down and 10, Tigers from the 50-yard line. Momentum just changed here in the last 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Minute 48 now. Tigers take the ball over on exactly the 50-yard line. The defense now, this is a gut check now. You're up 27-6.
That's right.
Can't let them back in the ball game before they go into half. You don't want to do this.
No, it'll give them extra adrenaline coming out.
Oh, the police brought dogs out, guys.
Uh-oh.
I never saw that before. They got the dogs out.
Looks like
Slater sets down, first down and 10. Hands to Bloom. No, that's Murphy this time. Up the middle, good run for about 11 yards. A nice run by 32, Scott Bloom.
Southern Columbia now in a 2-minute offense. No huddle, lining up immediately after the ball is placed. The clock will start with 1:43 seconds remaining. That took only 5 or 4 seconds to run that play, so they're in good shape.
Good tackle made that time. Rossini, the ball carrier. In on the hit, 27,
Timeout,
Evans,
Southern.
and 66, Joe Chicatano.
Timeout Southern area, they have, I believe, all of them remaining now. They used 1, so they have 2 remaining. That was not necessarily the play. I might want to call on
Not on that one,
offense,
but again, it did work before. I mean, it worked on, and that's the offense they're going to run tonight. And every once in a while, that one big one breaks, and it was a nice run by Rosini. Showed us Rico's speed, and he could really put it on as he came through the line.
Oh, he can run. Let's face it, that kid didn't do all he's done.
That's right.
And remember, he's a junior, folks. So
He's back.
Unfortunately, you get to see him again live and in person next year at the Silver Bowl. So keep your eye on number 22. Again, that was good line blocking too. Let's not count this line out. Offensively, they are a force to be reckoned with. You relax, and they're going to crush you. Let's face it, they're going to crush you. The defense, I believe. Obviously, you're getting a little bit lackadaisical here, and I think Coach Conley just went out and questioned everybody's manhood and their ethnic background, and now came back out and is happy.
Ball on the 38-yard line. 1:24 left in the first half. Second down and 10.
Ooh.
Bloomy going around the
Motion.
right side. Nice run for a gain of
though.
about
Motion.
9 yards, and this is a flag on the play.
They never got the guy that set in the end here set right. He never got himself set in a position before the ball
No,
was
you had
snapped.
two guys moving.
Yeah, so you get two guys moving, and as they mark out the play, I look down below and I see a good friend of mine and yours, and one of the guys that got us parked today was Chief Craig Long of the Locust Township Police down there, and I didn't realize that one of his guys is your cousin.
That's right. John Brokenshire.
Talk about having connections over here. We have our own here.
And as soon as we pulled up, too, you
Yeah.
know, that was great. The two of them were standing in the same spot. You're yelling out one window, we're yelling out the other.
Craig and I go back a long time too. The same with Lana Collins here. So we've got some good friends over here.
Slater, back to pass. Big rush, screen pass. Oh, broken up
There you
nice
go.
by number 30,
By
Sean
Jay.
Jamin.
I don't know what we're doing here. The ball's dead, guys.
Was
Ball's
that no?
dead.
That
they were
was
looking
Jay
for a lateral.
Malakowski, number 60,
Oh,
if
was it
I'm not
60?
mistaken.
No,
30.
Wasn't it?
That was I believe Jamin did
Jamin,
Jamin?
30, yeah.
That actually was
Now,
a ball that could have been intercepted.
Let me tell you what's going on here, though. The Southern fans are claiming that ball carrier got hit.
Interference.
But he was hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So you can hit him behind the line of scrimmage. You know, he didn't pass the line of scrimmage. He wasn't a receiver with all the protection that you would get as a receiver, you know, otherwise.
5
So he
yards
could
off
be
the
hit.
line. That's
Yeah.
right.
54 seconds left in the first half. 27-6. The Red Tornadoes in the lead. The ball on the 43-yard line. Third down and 15 yards to go.
Pass.
Slater back to pass. Looks over the middle. Intercepted by 29, Dan Malakowski.
He's having a whale of a game
Yes,
in
he
the defensive
is.
backfield. Whale of a game. We're not calling his name because his receiver's never getting anything. And there you have the reason why.
But
Good
I'll tell you
job
what,
by Dan
this is, you
Malakowski.
have to give our two cornerbacks a lot of credit. They are coming up and they are in the action on any type of handoff in the backfield. They're not staying back looking for receivers. They're coming up, they're making tackles. They're in on the action.
Well, Coach Williams said that last night, that one of the keys to defensing the wing T was making sure that your defensive backfield guys are going to defense the run.
Karnowski pitches back to Veach. Hit after about a 4-yard gain. In on the tackle, 78. Jason Crawford.
Two-yard loss that time brings up a 2nd and 12 to go. Time is running out in the second half, 27 seconds. Southern does not look like it's inclined to call any of its remaining timeouts, and I believe we'll run one more play, and that'll be the end of the half. Again, a disappointing half for the Tigers. I'm sure they did not envision it going this way for them so far.
Hand off to Costello off the right side. Gain of about 4 yards, and this should run the clock down. And that's the end of the first half. The score, the Red Tornadoes 27, the Tigers 6. We'll be back with some halftime highlights in one moment. Back here to start the second half. And you are on with some stats if you want, or we can hold them.
We're going to have to hold them now. We'll go through them as we go. Pretty busy night in the booth.
Good interview with Henry.
Yeah, it was great to see
job.
Henry. I hate Henry, though. He looks better and better every time I see him. I don't understand what's going on here. I mean, the man does not age.
Big defensive series here for the Red Tornadoes. Big offensive series for the Tigers. Big kick this time. Rosini going to take it on about the 15. Breaks it back to the middle of the field. Good block. and he's tackled at about the 39-yard line. In on the tackle, 21, Matt Montgomery, and number 80, Chris Cuff. First down, Tigers from the 38-yard line.
As the Tigers begin the second half of play on offense, the Tigers rushed the ball in the first half 20 times for a total of 112 yards. Passing, they were 1 of 7 for -2 yards. We talked about their passing attack and the fact that they're going to need a little bit better than that here in the second half. The thing that will fool you is the time of possession. The time of possession in this first half, Mount Carmel 10 minutes 38 seconds, Southern 13 minutes 22 seconds.
Tries Rosini, still on his feet. Nice tackle made on the bottom of the pile. Looks like
66.
Joe Chicatano, number 66.
He's a tough runner, though, guys.
Yes,
Rosini is a tough runner.
He takes some good hits, and he keeps churning those legs. That's what you like to see in a runner. I was a little surprised by the time of possession, guys. I thought we had the ball longer than they did, but I guess we got more quick strikes than they did. They had it about 3 minutes longer than we did here in the first half.
Second down and 10. The ball still on the 38-yard line. Fake to Murphy. Tries a shovel pass, and it might be it's an incomplete pass.
That's an incomplete forward pass.
Tried to hit Bloom coming through on the shovel pass, but boy, the whole middle of the Red Tornado defense that time just held its position. There was no major charge across the line, and everybody was right there.
No, you need penetration for that pass to work, and they didn't go far enough in.
Well, what they do there, they still pull the guards to kick out on the end while Bloom was coming down trying to slash back behind a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Third down and 10 for the Tigers. Slater going to pass. Looks down the field. Intercepted.
Beach.
22, Brett Veach on the interception. Nice job by Brett to jump up and grab that pass.
Ball was pretty well overthrown.
Yeah.
His receiver had no chance. Veach followed it and had to make a pretty spectacular catch himself just to intercept the ball.
The key there was our defensive line had a good rush, and their hands are up.
Yeah.
And again, we talked about this all season long. You're looking at 6'2", 6'3", coming through there with their hands up, and he has to throw the ball over, and he's only 5'11".
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's a big deal when you're throwing. It really is.
Kanaski to Veach. Up the middle, off the left side for a gain of about 7 yards.
Mount Carmel area in the first half as they go on offense here in the second. Mount Carmel rushed the ball 17 times, 132 yards in the first half. Passing, they were 7 of 13 for 134 yards. Somewhat of a difference for us so far.
That's true.
In that we passed for more yardage than we actually ran for there in the first half. Individually, Veach has gone over 100 yards again in the first half. He's 12 carries for 111 yards. Cassidy, 4 carries for 18 yards. And Vic had 1 carry for 1 yard. In passing, Veach was 2 of 59. Evans caught 2 for 39 yards. Jamin 2 for 29. And Higgins 1 for 7.
Veach tries it up the middle. In on the tackle, 22, Rico Rosini.
54. Mayernick.
And Mayernick also in there,
Yep.
54. Gain of about 1 yard, third down and 3 yards to go for the Red Tornadoes. Gary Dunn comes off hurt, has a bad left leg, and he's had it pretty much for the last 2 games. And that puts number 60, Jason Malakowski, in at left offensive tackle.
In the first down department, in the first half, guys, Mount Carmel area had 12 first downs, and Southern had 4.
Kanaski, quick drop, looks in the flat, hits Evans. He's got some room to run and takes it to about the 45-yard line. Nice run by 27, Dave Evans.
And he made a nice catch, and then he made a real nice move. And that's what they're looking to do all the time. Isolate them one-on-one and make that guy tackle you or lose some yards in the process. And they gave some yards up that time.
And again, it's a safe pass. It's a good pass because you're hooking the man only 5 yards downfield, and that's it.
And Karnaski throws it within about 2 seconds
Yeah.
of when the ball snaps. So it just happens so fast. Scott Bloom in on the tackle for the Tigers. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. Sean Jamin splits far right. Inside handoff to
Evans.
Evans, and it looked like maybe Rosini in on that tackle.
Yeah, that was
Nope.
Rosini.
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
22
and that was
Rosini.
Excellent defensive play that time. He read that play right away, stepped into the hole and brought it down, and I believe they either no gainer or they may have lost a yard. Quick move into the hole that time, though.
They're so blocked up in there in that 4-4. I mean, you have such a tight defense in there, Wayne.
He did lose a yard that time. It's 2nd and 11 now. Ball's on the 45
And that's
yard
why
on the Southern.
we've had more success running to the outside because you're trapping those other two linebackers. You're shielding them off to the inside of the field.
Shotgun formation, snaps back to Karnaski. Looks down, and he's hit, and the ball's recovered.
Is that a fumble?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call it a fumble. It looked like his arm was going forward.
That's no fumble. Come on.
Ball recovered by 75, Jonathan Else.
That's no
Boy,
fumble.
nice of him to come back and grab that ball, though. I mean, to get it, good coverage.
I mean, from here, his arm looked like it was moving forward already.
Big rush from the right-hand side of the Tiger defense that time.
Yeah, we missed somebody there. I don't think he gets fully blocked, but I think somebody's supposed to touch him, at least hold him up a second. He came in untouched, and it was like a bullet when he was going in there.
Flags on the play. This is called by the linesman from the side of Southern Columbia area. Dead ball foul, offsides. It was someone lined up from the Red Tornadoes offsides, and they're just going back in the wrong direction right now.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do is let down here.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing. They're letting down a little bit. The penalties now, the loss of such large yardage on the guy coming in untouched. You got to bear down. You got to finish this game, or this team will come back and kick your butt.
Well, they showed how quick Rosini could strike back and score on you on a 40-yard run.
7:38 left in the third quarter. Karnaski, quick pass. Looks down. He's got Veach breaking. This one's going to be a touchdown. Red Tornadoes. Eric Higgins, number 83 to number 22, Brett Veach.
Veach is down with a cramp again.
Yeah, you could see when he caught that on about the 5-yard line, he was stumbling
already.
already.
He was hurt
because
there when he got into the end zone. He's cramped up. Oh, what a pretty play, though. What a nice pass. I mean, he truly just outran everybody. There's no one on the Southern team that can keep up with Veach. That's a simple fact.
True. And also, you have to give Higgins some credit here. I mean, he threw that ball all the way down to about the 15-yard line. He was standing back on the 35.
I love when they play. About every touchdown, Coach Babinski has said it's gonna work.
Yeah, he certainly does have an insight in there,
no,
doesn't
he? It just seems like it's on, and he only says that on the touchdown plays. He hasn't
he knows
said
it.
Yeah, the other plays that didn't go, he didn't say it, but it's gonna work.
Yeah,
we have to remember that one. That's a good line. It's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
But you have to give that little. It's gonna work. He has a little projection here. We should get him and interview him one of these days. You know what? He got married. We have to talk about his what's going on there in the new lifestyle and everything. He's used to being single, like you.
His wife made him take a year off.
I know.
I'd like to meet her.
Over in the corner of the end zone, working on Brad Veach and have him up now, but he did cramp up pretty good there.
We talk about it every year. You say I got a cramp. You talk about a cramp. I'll tell you what, I'm serious. You'd rather have your leg shot off than get a cramp in your calf. It is just murderously painful. And the worst part of it is you feel it all the time then. For the rest of the game, you know it's there. It's giving it a little throb, and it's saying, go ahead, stretch me one time, and I'm going to put you down again.
Because everything it's a big knot.
It is rough to deal with. Now, you don't want to lose him. It's 7 minutes, 23 seconds remain in the third quarter. Hopefully he's going to be able to play through this, or they're going to be able to do something with him.
Well, you have to look at it this way. He played defense. He made the interception down here to give us the ball, turns around 4 or 5 plays later, catches the ball on a 35, 40-yard pass, and scores.
You're exactly right. I mean, he's truly dominating the game right now, offensively and defensively for us, and might be what he really needs. His legs are definitely cramped.
No, his legs are cramped bad. That one
serious trouble there.
Snaps back, kicks up, and it's good. With 7:23 remaining in the third quarter, the score, the Red Tornadoes 34, Southern Columbia Area Tigers 6.
might give us a chance here in this game. Again, you're up, 28 points. It'll give us a chance to showcase maybe some of the other backs, and we've talked about them in the first 2 games. Now you're in a tough game. Let's see what they can do. We know what they have. Let's let them go out there and show. We got some excellent backs, and certainly they can take his place adequately without even a second thought. So you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose him for the first reason, I think, is because he's having such a great game. You hate that you have to have a kid come out when he's having such a fabulous football game. But there are other kids that can take his place, and I don't think we're going to lose a beat in this game, to tell you the truth. You got to hope he comes back, though.
Number 64, Mike Sinkovich will kick off for the Red Tornadoes.
There's just not a whole lot of things you do for a cramp. You know what I mean? You rub it, you massage it, but once it begins to cramp, I don't know if they give you the liquids anywhere. They used to be like the thing, drink a lot. I don't know what the heck drinking a lot had to do with your calf muscles, but that was always like drink something quick.
Well, the thing is, you don't want to dehydrate. That was the whole thing.
We used to take the salt tablets. You took salt tablets all the time to keep your sodium and all up.
That's kick taken by the short back. Oh, nice tackle made by 83. Eric Higgins, the ball carrier, Brian Schroyer.
Oh, beautiful.
Higgins is a one-man wrecking ball right now out there, too. He's having himself a whale of a game.
Working on Costello's helmet. Now he's got it on and getting back to the huddle. Joe Costello.
The good thing with Costello is, though, he doesn't really need the helmet. He's only wearing it because they make him.
It's a state law.
Yeah, it's a state law. Otherwise, he wouldn't even wear it. He doesn't care.
First down and 10 Tigers. The ball on the 32-yard line. 7:20 left in the third quarter. Murphy goes in motion for the Tigers. Pitch back to Rossini, trying to take it around the right side, turns it on, spins a little, and he's still on his feet. Great run by Rico Rossini. He only gained about maybe 8 yards, but a nice run by Rossini that time.
He had to be hit at least 3 times head to head, and there were guys held on to him, and he spun.
Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete.
Yes, he
truly
is.
Everything we've heard about him is true, and then some. He can play football.
Mike Zavarik, 81, was in the game for that play.
Who is in for
Zavarik was in at that time, and now 47, Steve Sinkovich goes in. Well, actually, right now they go into a 53 defense.
Yeah.
And that puts Ricky Harris at nose guard. Murphy rolls to his right, looking over the middle, and hit by 41 Costello, and he's got a cramp.
Boy,
Did you see Costello bearing down on that poor boy?
Although that wasn't Rosina, though. That was number 42, Matt Bubnas.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to think about the hit that was going to happen there. And the kid was in an odd position, and he couldn't help it. He was trying to get straightened back up again. That was very lucky, I think. That's how you get hurt. I mean, and it's not a bad play. You just get caught sideways like that, and somebody bears down on you, and it's ugly.
Third down and 4 yards to go. Oh, and that'll be could be offsides or could be illegal procedure.
That's what it is. Right? Somebody moved there. Somebody, as they used to
as
say,
the linebacker was showing the blitz, somebody moved.
And it's going to substitute.
Nope, offside, Red Tornadoes, and look, the Tigers went back. Number 81, Zavarik, back into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. Here they'll put a cornerback in and go to the 52. Right. So you're going to see a little 52-53 defense right here.
Who's coming down? Ricky Harris?
Rick Harris was in at nose guard, and this will put Steve Sinkovich back at nose guard. 6:23 left in the third. 34-6, Red Tornadoes in the lead. Bubnas runs downfield. Rossini, no, that's 26 Murphy, gets the ball and knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Hit out of bounds initially by 41 Costello.
Costello's down with a cramp. He's had that a couple times now, and he has it again. And you want to start worrying now. You lose two quality football players to cramps, and you got to start wondering what's going on.
Especially with the score like it is, he could sit and rest it.
Yeah. He did that. In fact, that play we were just talking about where we were worried about Bubnas, he did it then, too.
Well, I'll tell you when it did happen. It happened down on the other side down here when Brett was cramping up down on the left-hand side by the scoreboard. When Brett came off, Cassidy was limping at that time. So
we take an injury time out here. Of course, we take a moment now. There was so much happening in the first half. We didn't get a chance to do our usual banter, did we? But
No.
I think we want to take a moment here and welcome, of course, Southern Columbia area, the Tigers and their fans. They get the broadcast. They have for some time now. We want to welcome them to us. We hope they're enjoying the game. We look forward. I talked with Henry Heinowski out on the balcony there and
on the veranda.
On the veranda, and we're hoping for a series that will continue on for many, many, many years to come. And it was a true joy to come over here. People could not have been nicer. I mean, talk about going out of your way to accommodate us and everybody associated with Mount Carmel area football. It really was a pleasurable experience to come here. We look forward to doing the same for them when they come over to the Silver Bowl next year. And it's just a great foundation for what's going to be a fantastic rivalry over the years and years and years.
A lot of special attention made to parking, and they even rented one of the farmers' fields to get cars in. I mean, they did the extra that really took, the pressure off of people trying to park in here, and a good job by their school district.
We want to say thank you, and we want to say a great job done, and it's those little things that make it an enjoyable experience for all the fans, and it's why this kind of series is going to be so great as we go.
First down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes, for the Tigers. 6:05 left in the third quarter. Going to try a pass again. Oh, great job by 60 Malachowski to block it. From his defensive end position, 6'3", Jason Malachowski got his hands up in the air to block it from Nick Slater.
I thought, Higgins thought to himself, interception, but he was moving so fast he couldn't turn directions and go back for it.
I'll tell you what, Jay has made a couple nice plays tonight.
We also want to take a moment to thank Frank Losky for the use of his trucks. As I told you at the beginning, we're using two crane apparatuses with buckets on them for our cameras, and that's why you're getting such great shots. Frank Losky of Industrial Maintenance and Construction. His firm has supplied the two trucks to us tonight.
Murphy goes in motion. Tries a Rosini off the right side. Good tackle made. 60, Jason Malachowski. And Malachowski stepping up now with both Veach and Costello and Jeff Evans out of this lineup now.
Absolutely. And again, you play these kids so much in the last 2 weeks and so much last year. I said, you're not missing a beat here. You're sending kids in that are just the same quality as it came out. So, I mean, maybe in a Veach and certainly in a Cassidy. Special people, Cassidy, all-state linebacker. That does not happen much, and he's certainly on track to be an all-state linebacker again this year. But you're not going down far when you send these guys in.
Third down and 7 for the Tigers. Double reverse.
He's out.
And it'll be close to a first down. Looks like Zavaric in on the tackle, and another Red Tornado down grabbing the leg.
I thought he would have went to the outside that time.
Right.
So when I said he's out, I thought he was going to the sideline and going.
That was Murphy going around the right side.
I'll tell you what, Malachowski, Jason's only sophomore. It's unusual, third game of the season to see someone, especially with the three major guys out now. He did step up, and he did make some key plays in that series right there.
Fourth down and 1 yard to go for the Tigers.
Big 4th and 1 play.
Rosini.
Oh, we got him.
Big
64.
hit. The initial hit by 64, Sinkovic. 66 in there. Dave Evans in there. Joe Chicatano in there. And 60, Malachowski in there. Great job by the Red Tornado defense. Higgins down now with a cramp in his leg also. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes. The ball resting on about the 29-yard line.
Boy, unbelievable play that time. What penetration. They bunched that play up from the minute the ball was snapped. Everybody on the southern side moved backwards instead of forwards, and that was it. That was the end of the play completely.
Yeah, we just came off the line so strong that time. There was no hole even created for anything, which was good because it gave our defense on the weak side, on the opposite side, pursuit behind the play, and they made the tackle.
Yeah.
Right now, Costello out, and it looks like Veach out. Evans, Steve Sinkovic, and Dan Malachowski. Here comes Malachowski breaking through for about an 8-yard gain right up the middle. Nice run.
And takes out the
blocking by
referee.
Red Tornadoes. And Malachowski comes up with a cramp.
I told you about Malachowski before. You don't see enough of him really to appreciate him. That kid's good.
Yes,
he's
he
a
is.
tough, rangy runner, and he just bangs into you.
Costello back into the lineup for Steve Sinkovich.
And the threat with Malakowski, of course, is he'll bang at you, but give him a step and forget it. Chase him into the end zone and celebrate with him because he's going to beat you.
Also
he's a
number
threat.
40, Damian
Damian
Ziegler
Ziegler,
into the Red Tornado lineup. Second down and 3 yards to go. Karnaski to Evans. Nice play by number 63, which is Chuck Kowalczyk.
That's a play that they look like they've scouted pretty well.
Yes.
We do not run that play well tonight. They're beating us on that play every time.
And in the last 2 games we ran that at least 3 times to pick up some major yardage.
Play seems to work very well off a straight 5-man line, but it seems with this 4-4,
when you bunch
it just
him
seems
in,
like
yeah.
you're bunching him into the middle right where he's coming to.
Yeah, there's too many guys to account for that way.
Third down and 2. Karnaski. Malakowski. First down, Red Tornadoes at the 42-yard line. Nice run by Dan Malakowski. Good blocking on the right side of the Red Tornado
I'll tell you what,
offensive line.
We seen that in Dan 2 years ago when he started to step up. Here and there, he started taking some punts on special teams, and we saw the speed that he did have and the ability to maneuver on the field to get around his blockers. Now all of a sudden he's back in the backfield, and we see the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
2:50 left on the clock in the third quarter.
These are the games, Bob, that when you see a kid step in, and you really see what he can do. You don't see it that much against Panther Valley because you expect it. This is where you see what these kids can really do.
Look at that, Coach.
Pitch back to Malakowski, going to take it around the left side and gain of about maybe 1 or 2 yards to about the 42-yard line. And right now the Red Tornadoes running a little bit of time off the clock.
Well, they're content. You're not going to see the wide-open offense you saw in the first half. Obviously, why risk interception? Why risk fumble? You've got a key guy on the sidelines in Veach who's walking pretty good, and he is taking those liquids, I might add.
Thank you very much.
He's drinking out of 2 cans now, so
Hey.
they're still giving that
Double your pleasure.
that cure when you get him. So he's walking around pretty well, though. They're grinding. There's 2 minutes exactly left now in the third quarter. They can afford to grind this game out now. They
Yes,
don't
they
have
can.
to really do a lot offensively right now.
Karnaski fakes, play fake, looks over the middle at Jamin, and he caught it at about the 35-yard line. Double possession. He goes to the offensive receiver. Great catch by Jamin. What a great job by Sean Jamin that time to pull that one in.
I'll tell you what, Zach Knorr, though, he was the defensive back. Had he not been there, Jamin wouldn't have caught the ball.
Yeah.
Jamin was reaching. He scooped the ball back to Jamin as he was coming across, and then they had a double possession, which goes to the offense. But Jamin needs to thank him because otherwise he wouldn't have reached that far to get that one.
Number 45, Ryan McGee into the Red Tornado lineup. Right now, a lot of fresh legs coming in there off and on, except for the line of the Red Tornadoes. Ooh, tried Malakowski, but stuffed it in the middle there. Good stuff made by 54, Marinick.
And another man down, and that's Costello again.
He's got that cramp again.
Costello's down again. Malakowski has his shoulder pads are in pieces as they're coming off. He's holding all kinds of things underneath him there. He's having a tough game, defensively and offensively now as he stepped in on the offense a little bit. You see McGee go in. You watched McGee last week, and you only saw him in a couple of spurts, but did he look good or what? He ran hard and he ran fast. So I think now this Southern defense, which is big across the line, you've got to worry about them starting to get a little bit tired and losing that little step maybe. And you lose a step now to a guy like McGee who's coming in completely fresh, who hasn't played all that much in the game. And now you're in a dangerous situation again. So depth is playing a part, I think, here as the game winds into the fourth quarter. There's a minute, 1 second left here in the third.
Plus, I think the other thing is, first of all, the quickness and speed of the Tornadoes. Also, all night long, we've been running to the outside. And now you have their horses who are used to, working the center, keeping the center tight on their defense, are now chasing our running backs, 20 yards across the field each time, trying to protect to the outside.
Yeah.
And you do that now for 3 quarters. And you're right. It starts to wear down on you.
Yeah, I mean, Southern is obviously not an enviable position. Defensively, they've really played the ball game here in the third quarter, which they didn't need to do.
Right.
Offensively, as we stated in the second quarter or so, that a wing T offense is not designed to come back from a big deficit. I mean, it's a grind out. If you change your wing T and you go to what they have been doing, which was passing, Bob, you look at them now. Again, you're not taking anything away from the sophomore quarterback, but you're asking an awful lot of that young man now to pass and bring them into this game, with such little time left.
And I would say with only 3 games experience, the full games, really, because Osavalo was in there last year.
Little information here as we get our next timeout. We'll save this one from our sports information director, Mr. Phil Gergen, and a little bit on the District 4 AA standings, and we'll save that maybe for next timeout and let you know it's coming. But Phil Gergen does a heck of a job and a lot of work at keeping these statistics as to what District 4 is doing right now.
Yeah, between him and Jose, I mean, if it wasn't for those two guys, they'd take the microphones off us. We'd just be standing here because what the heck would we be talking about that had any kind of validity to it? We'd just be
We stand
blabbering.
here a lot of time anyway.
Well, true. We do that. We're good at it, let's face it.
Konaski back to pass. Looks on the fly to Higgins. And incomplete. And Higgins got the cramps too over there now.
I mean, what, did we get something in the water at halftime or what? What happened here? Everybody on the team here is coming off limping.
29, Malikoski into the Red Tornado lineup. Replaces 45, Ryan McGee.
Yeah, and this is a quarter you can't even hardly remember. I mean, it's over, and there wasn't just, you don't remember a lot other than a fantastic catch in the end, or catch and run into the end zone. That was about it as far as highlights go, and now they're going to come down into the fourth quarter. There's 43 seconds left there.
Konaski, the big blitz is on. Looks over the middle. Incomplete at about the 32-yard line to Jamin.
I thought we had 2 guys in the same spot.
We did.
I'm not sure if that was the way that pattern is supposed to be run or not. It's unusual to have 2 guys so close to each other like that, because if you have 2 guys like that close, you also...
So Dan Malikoski back to punt.
We've seen him before, though.
Yep, snaps back. He's a good punter. Kicks away. This one's end over end because he hasn't been doing it. But it's taken a great bounce for the Red Tornadoes and will be down probably about the 9-yard line.
Oh, that was a great kick.
Excellent.
Great kick. Yep, that's all he had to do.
How did he make it turn like that? I mean, it hit the ground and made a left-hand turn there. Well, that was a big kick, though. That was. They put the ball down on the 9-yard line, ladies and gentlemen, for Southern Columbia Tigers. They've got a long way to go to get back in this football game, and that's not going to help. 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
83, Eric Higgins out of the ball game. Usually means Damian Ziegler, number 40, goes in to take his place.
There he is, on the wing.
We got it.
Big number 40.
Murphy out around the right side and doesn't gain too much with 47, Steve Sinkovich, and also number, is it 30 or 60 there?
Another guy.
Number 30, Sean Jamin.
This one on the field here is going to need some help because he's not got a cramp, I don't think.
And it looks that they got his leg up already.
No, is it his leg or his arm? I thought he was maybe just waving his arm. This cramping is unusual. I mean, you're not seeing it from their side at all.
Well,
You want to give him the code Jack or something?
We're gonna have to consult with Doc Rico on this one. Now we'll take a moment here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you the statistics that we here at Supper Club, and you missed. If you were not there last Thursday, keep forgetting when we do this. Last Thursday, you missed a great Supper Club. I mean, it was one of our best, in fact. Had some great young men there. We had a capacity crowd. In fact, I had to tell Nick to go on the lookout in case we were to maybe go over our limit. A big crowd at Supper Club. The coaches had some great things to talk about. We had Vic Kernatsky, of course, the senior quarterback, and Joe Chicatano explain a little bit about the Pride Night that we talked so much about with the players. Well, the sweatshirts were in. They all got their sweatshirts. We got the rest of the ones over here the last 2 weeks. We'll get theirs, or probably already got theirs. So it was a great night. Again, Mount Carmel area football, a successful season, all the things that you want, you come down to the Supper Club and you got them. It's just a great time. Last night, a little change in menu, too. Some pork chops and mashed potatoes.
That's good. See,
No,
once in
it
a
was
while
good.
you do that on me, right?
A little bit of change there. And
Has 66, Joe Chicatano with a Looks like it was cramps.
We had Mike Wojtowicz with us, and we had the young Detry lad with us last night. So
Brian Detry.
Yes.
Great interception last week. Great run back for a touchdown. How about it?
We had some nice kids there, and again, they spoke so well, and we had a great time with them.
Well, the Cinco twins at the linebacker position, Mike Sinkovich and Steve. And there comes Steve up to make the tackle along with Ziegler there, but 76 Mike Boyer in on the tackle.
Either you have a man down or somebody's taking a nap.
It
was Boyer.
That was Boyer.
He was taking a nap.
Gain of about 1 yard.
Mike got a quick 30 winks in there, and he's ready to go again.
And that's the end of the third quarter. The score, the Red Tornadoes 34, the Tigers 6.
Mike's saying right now, you know, if you guys knew it was the end of the quarter, why couldn't I get another couple of minutes there? Take a moment here in the quarter break, reminding you once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is WKMC TV. You are watching us direct from the Mount Carmel Area High School campus. We are broadcasting to you over a microwave signal, WLX 267. We are an instructional fixed television service. You're finding us on Channel 13 on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the Service Electric channel system. And if I don't say that, the FCC comes down and
does something. We don't know. You've always said it.
Yeah,
right.
But I don't want to chance it because I've had enough FCC problems.
Did you cover this for Mr. Gergen?
I didn't. That's what I should do.
Okay, I think we should.
Phil has compiled, and he does it every week and reads it off at the Supper Club. He gives us a District 4 AA standings. And right now, the number 1 AA team in District 4 is Montoursville. They have 26 points. They can have a total possible 108 points. Number 2 is Warrior Run. They have 24 points out of a possible 94. Mount Carmel Area comes in at number 3. They have 20 points out of a possible 98. Lewisburg, 20 points out of a possible 92. Wellsboro, 20 out of 90. Central Columbia, 10 points out of 86. Troy, 10 and they have a possible 84 points. Wyalusing, 8 for 78 points. Towanda has no points. Hughesville, Bloomsburg, Line Mountain, South Williamsport, and North Penn. All those teams are winless and have accumulated no points towards the District 4 standings. So right now we sit in 3rd position in District 4.
Ball handed off to Murphy.
Oh,
Big
beautiful
play by number 60, Jason Malakowski. And the sophomore has become an excellent defensive tackle this game. I'll tell you what, he's reading it beautiful.
I'll tell you what, he stepped right up through there, and he made the tackle, head on head, wrapped his arms, and took him down.
Unbelievable. Malakowskis are pretty much sewing things up here for us. They had a little family affair going for themselves there. What a crowd, though, gang, huh?
Great crowd. Slater's going to try to pass. Looks over the middle. Intercepted
81,
by
Zavaric.
number 81, Mike Zavaric. Good job by the cornerback in there to take the place of Veach. First down, Red Tornadoes. Looks like on about the 28-yard line.
And again, I'll tell you what, there's your free safety. Matt Montgomery, we talked about Matt how many times this year so far. Looking back at last year, has a nose for the ball. He's the type of person you want back there. He knows where to go. He was standing right over Mike Zavaric when he caught the ball. Yes, he did.
They didn't fight over the ball, and they did a good job on that one. Number 64 into the Red Tornado lineup right now, which is Mike Sinkovich. He's going to go at right guard for Joe Chicatano. This is Malakowski off the right side, gains about 4 yards. Right now, just trying to run some time off the clock again.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, when you start, you just sit back and look at what we've been saying for the last 5 minutes. You have Costello coming out, you have another person going in. You have Joe Chicatano out. You have one of the Sinkoviches jumping out of the line from defense. He's playing linebacker. You have to give credit to the boys down there. They're just playing different positions. That's it. Coach, I'll play anywhere you put me. Put me in. Here's the Sinkovich now. He's playing guard.
I guess we'll see Vic at defensive end again.
Quick handoff up the middle that time. 47. Steve Sinkovich, I think, the ball carrier. And he did. He gained about 4 yards. Nice run up the middle. Good blocking that time by the Red Tornado line.
I had a great statement today, or last night. I picked up my tickets. Of course, Kevin Jones is a teacher over here, and apparently, from what they tell me, a popular one, although I have to
That's hard to believe.
You get to see that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But anyway, I said to him, he runs a bus. He and I began running a bus, and he took it over for me when I came here. He has the longest running bus going to away games probably in Mount Carmel history right now.
Pitch to Dave Evans, read nicely by the defensive end, number 80, which is Nick Rosini. Good job. He's the outside linebacker, actually.
So he has a full bus, and he's coming over. And I said to him, well, you know all these guys, and he has so many friends. He's the head track coach here, girls or boys, one or the other, or both.
And cross country.
I'm not sure which.
Does he take care of cross country over here too?
Yeah, cross country. So, really involved over here in the community. Of course, his family originally had lived over here, so he has a lot of ties. I said, what color are you wearing tomorrow? And he had a great answer. He was coming in all gray. He wasn't wearing anybody's colors today.
Fourth down and 9. Karnaski looks over the middle, in and out of the hands of number 16, Mike Myers. So first down and 10, Tigers, but at this point, the Red Tornadoes just working at trying to run some time off the clock.
Well, obviously, there's 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's 34-6. One of the things, and I know this is in the back of Whitey's head, and I'm not saying that it could be done, but I know that it has to cross your mind. Certainly, you're not going to run the score up. You don't want to score 1,000 points here. I just don't think that's going to happen. This is a rivalry that's going to go on, and it's only going to, you don't want to get this team too mad because this kid we're talking about, Slater, is a sophomore. He comes back next year, and Rosini and a bunch of them come back as juniors and seniors. They'll kill you. So let's not get them too riled up here.
Rosini, initial hit made by number 65, Rick Harris.
I think the Rosini kid, obviously he's had a great career and only a junior. He comes back again. Southern Columbia's got to be happy. You've got to be looking forward to him for another year. You look at their schedule down the line here. They're going to take a loss here, obviously. They're not going to win this game. But I'm sure they're going to win the rest of their games the way it looks. They're going to go into the state playoffs again. So they have a lot to look forward to in their season.
Oh, tried Murphy up the middle, but a good hit by 60, Malachowski. Cut him right out of the bottom of his knee.
Cut him out of the bottom of his knee. It was a surgical thing.
Yep. It was a surgical cut.
I'm impressed. I'm just glad that we all calmed down now because I was starting to worry about
what
myself.
was exciting in that first quarter. Well, Babinski did that.
He got us all riled up.
How the heck can you announce a game with a coach bouncing on my head, giving me elbows to the chest? What can I say?
At halftime, I heard that you're thinking about to go into
Pitch
professional.
And he's brought down in the backfield. Initially, he's going to have to.
Well, Sinkovic finishes him off, but initial hits were some big hits.
Boyer had penetrated. He was the guy I saw originally penetrate in. Again, Rosini fighting, but great defensive play that time by Big Red, sending him for a loss. I'm wondering where they're going to mark the loss. I'm waiting to see what the scoreboard says.
Didn't move it back very far, that's for sure.
Yeah,
no, they were
about two
2 yards.
He looked like he was pinned in 6 or 7 yards where actually should have went down at. But it brings up a 4th down and 4, and it looks like the Tigers are going to punt, which I'm a little surprised. I would have thought maybe they would have went for it here.
Scott Bloom in punt formation.
But again, that's why they don't let me coach, ladies and gentlemen.
Snaps back. He's going to punt. Nice kick this time.
Nice
High kick. And a fair catch called for by Dave Evans on the 45-yard line. First down and 10, Red Tornadoes from the 45.
Now, we look down, you're looking at Southern, and we look down the schedule, and of course, wow, Shamokin area, the grudge match of the year coming up. We bounce out of Shamokin into Marion, one of a team that has gone Double-A now and is highly regarded, knocking off a Dallas team to open the season and looking like a real contender. And then we get through them and we bounce our way into North Schuylkill, another grudge match. So talk about the meat of the schedule. This is the beginning.
Yeah, this is it.
Joe Chicatano back into the lineup at right guard for the Red Tornadoes. Karnaski back to pass. Looks at Jamin over the middle. Now he looks at Evans breaking, gets the ball down to the 20.
Oh, excellent.
Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. And they tried to hit Evans, and he went right in for a touchdown.
Dave Evans, did you see that?
What a move.
I tell you what, I hope that George puts that on replay You watch as Dave Evans is going down the sidelines when the kid was coming in, the defender to tackle him. He put his shoulders in and knocked him back.
What a move. What
He
a
just
move.
stayed on his feet, didn't he?
Yes, he
My
did.
goodness. And it's good to see him do so well. Of course, the younger Evans is out with a broke his hand in practice. He's going to be out like 6 weeks. If you know him, it's about 10 years in his life.
Oh, definitely.
Not 6 weeks.
Well, he's down there gnawing on the cast right now.
I would assume he is, to tell you the truth.
Snaps back, kicks up by Sinkovic. Big kick, and it's good. With 6:54 remaining in the ball game, the score, the Red Tornadoes 41, the Tigers of Southern 6.
You know, you talk about big fans, and this is something you guys probably didn't know, and I just learned this probably early this morning from a source I can't divulge, but, you know, one of our biggest fans, of course, is Dave Evans' dad, Barry. Apparently, he has, since we began these broadcasts, he's been compiling like a video library of us. And apparently on days like on a Sunday morning or a snowy days and all, apparently he just goes in and sequesters himself in the den and just watches us. and I think that's amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know if that helps the psyche at all. You know what I mean?
But I'm just, trying to show you the lengths that our fans go through sometimes.
Definitely, definitely.
And how many times does he say to us, he comes to Supper Club all the time, how many times does he ask for an autograph? How many times did a guy ask for one autograph? But, we please him.
Sinkovic with the kickoff. This one's taken by 32, Scott Bloom.
Oh,
big hit going
that
out of
looked
bounds
like
on the
the Ziegler man.
sideline.
I saw that 40. If
Was it
40
Damien?
gets up, I
Okay.
think it was him. The 40, yeah, there he is. I saw him going through the air and nail him.
I'll tell you what, Bloom has done an excellent job for the Tigers tonight. He has definitely been their bread and butter man. He's picked up the majority of the yardage for them. The only Rosini had that 40-yard run in the first period. Our defense has shielded Rosini off.
6:42 left in the ball game. .36 the ball carrier for the Tigers, which is Brian Schroyer.
Timeout, and Big Red is making a roster change here. They're changing lineup. Big round of applause from the away stands here. Look at all the red and white. I mean, truly a sea of red and white in front of us, and they're getting a deservedly good hand as they come off the field. And a nice move by Coach Williams. 6 minutes, 23 seconds remain in the game, and everybody's going to walk in and play in the game tonight again in a big robbery such as this. And that just is fantastic. Everybody but us, of course.
Well,
and I feel like I played the game being here next to Babinski most of the game. I think I got a hip pointer somewhere during the first half. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what I was saying. Bob, at halftime, I heard Bob was going into professional wrestling because Coach has been like coming off the turnbuckle and hitting him and everything else. So Bob's ready.
He's bounced all over this press box right now. And I have to say he's leaving now, so we have about 6 minutes of relative calm
here before the.
Well, anyway, that cheering that you hear is from Bob, not from the crowd.
Oh, let's get on to who's in here right now. Number 44, John Kalinowski. 59, Aaron Geary comes into the game.
45, Ryan Geary.
Ryan McGee.
Geary.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Geary.
36 out around the right side. Tackle made by Sinkovic, and 44, John Kalinowski. 67, Jason Wojtovich. 37, Pete Avellino. Number 1, Mike Wojtovich.
52,
Charlie Adams.
59.
Aaron Geary. 80, Chris Cuff. I think we got most of them that came out there new.
There's Kevin. Remember I told you about Kevin?
Kevin Jones?
You think I was lying? He's dressed in all gray. What did I tell you about the colors? Gray was his color tonight. There he is.
28, Al Bailey in there, the freshman. Number 9, the ball carrier for Southern, which is Eric Steffen.
Sinkovic in on the tackle.
47, Steve Sinkovic in on the tackle. 82 into the Red Tornado lineup right now. Danny Daukas. He'll come in at defensive end and take Ziegler's place. And Damian Ziegler came in and stepped up when Eric Higgins went down. Good job by Ziegler tonight. 5:28 left in the ball game. And try it up the middle, finds a hole,
He's
and
done.
on his way, number 40 from the Tigers, which is Mark Yukevich. Touchdown, Southern Columbia area. Southern Columbia going for 2 here. Around the right side,
He didn't
no
get it.
good.
He didn't get it.
Sinkovic in on the stop, and
67.
I don't know. I didn't see.
67, which is Jason Wojtovich.
Five minutes, 13 seconds remain as we wind down this game. 41-12 now in favor of Big Red. Of course, a giant night for Big Red. They've got to feel fantastic. Southern, as we said, nothing to be ashamed of. They stepped up in class and did a cream of the crop of Class A. Sometimes this is going to happen. You get a little chance to gauge yourself. I don't think certainly that they're that bad. I don't think the score is reflective of what happened. You know, and I said, you're going to see this team probably in a state championship game later on. So you'll see a lot more of Southern area. And as I did say, unfortunately for us, all these guys, from what I can tell, are going to be back visiting us next year. So we don't want to rest on our laurels too long here. But a big win for Mount Carmel area, of course, as they look towards their grudge match, which now there'll be 2. In fact, 3, North Schuylkill and Shamokin. And
that's right.
now we add Southern to that list of grudge matches, so it's going to be a tough season next year.
The bottom
obviously.
line is the good backyard rivalries are the best games there are because of the fact that you're close. You don't have to drive up to Wilkes-Barre area or anything like that, and it's nice having these close games. Ball taken by Montgomery on about the 29-yard line. Takes the ball, covers it, and brings it. Oh, and it bounces loose and out of bounds on the 41. And Matt had both arms on the ball on that play.
Ball's down around the 42-yard line, 43-yard line, went out of bounds, I guess. Big Red will take over, and you're going to see. Well, you better go.
Another new lineup.
You do the new face job here better than I do.
65 into the lineup. Nope. That
70.
Ricky Harris was in. Okay.
I take that back.
We got 70, Aaron Ober
52.
into the lineup. 37, Pete Avellino will be the quarterback. The center will be number 67, Jason Wojtovich. 52, Charlie Adams.
63.
Okay, number 63 also in there. Mike Ravito at the other guard. The other tackle is number 55, which is Jeff Homiak. The ball carrier should have been 47, Steve Sinkovic.
Let's get Southern's
Southern's
new guys
defense.
out of Southern. They've got a bunch of new people that came into the football game,
Okay,
too.
Bob, are you ready?
Yep.
74.
Marco Savali in there.
44.
44 in there, Matt Jankowski.
15.
Marty McCormick.
20.
Number 20, Ryan Breach.
36.
36
Bingo.
is Brian Schroyer.
41.
Mike Abachel.
70.
Number 70, Ken Ruckel.
71.
Mike Fetish.
9.
Number 9, Eric Steffen.
And 77.
And 77 also, Ben Miser. Ball carrier, 47. Steve Sinkovic, the ball carrier.
You guys work pretty good as a team.
Hey, we went back to my old job.
88, Jake Shellhammer was in for the Red Tornadoes.
And you got the titanium glasses, too.
That's true.
With the
Well,
nuclear reactor.
I did move up on that.
3:45 left in the ball game. 41-12, Red Tornadoes in the lead.
The 2 Coke bottles that you guys gave me 10
Just
years
didn't
ago
cut it,
just
huh?
didn't cut it.
You just couldn't see anymore, could you? That was state of the art when we gave it to you.
Avellino to Bailey. Up the middle, gain of about 1 yard. It'll be 4th down and 1 to go.
I should have taken a hint then.
Well, we were a little surprised you didn't, but let's not bring that up now. We won't discuss that now.
Red Tornadoes coming in with their punt team. I'm so worried. You know what? I was so worried about numbers, I wasn't listening to what you were saying.
You don't want to be there. Don't go there. You don't want to be there.
41, Costello back to punt. Pete Avellino stays in there on the punt team. Snaps back, low snap.
Ooh, good kick.
Good kick this time.
Ooh.
Bounces, rolling back
Ooh.
toward the end zone, and is down.
He stopped it there. All
Probably
right.
about the 1 yard line.
Who
Nice
was that?
stop, made
Evans.
Dave Evans.
Oh, geez, he got right in front of it there and got his arms out and stopped it dead. Good play by Evans. One of many tonight by young
One of
Mr.
many.
Evans. I said he's making up for his brother. Although his brother's down there saying, it could have been better. You could have got it better.
I could have done
I'm
that.
faster than him. You know, those two guys, too. They have a lot of this in COVID
Oh, I know.
problems, too, you know. Oh, yeah, nice hit, but I could hit him harder. Watch, I'll hit you harder. One of the best parts about this team is the sibling rivalry that goes on here with these guys.
It keeps everybody on edge.
And it does. But they're tough kids, they really are.
Number 9, the ball carrier for Southern, and in on that was Eric Steffen in on the tackle. Initial hit made by Mike Wojtovich.
Wojtovich held on to
all
him
the way.
from the scrimmage, from the line of scrimmage, and did not leave go.
26, Ivor Facer into the lineup. Nine-yard gain. Number 79 also in there for the Red Tornadoes, Chris Hughes. Steffen off the left side.
And Wojtovich again. Mike Wojtovich comes up and makes the initial hit.
And also 79, Chris Hughes in there to help out.
Oh, they're singing the goodbye song, guys. They're serenading.
110 left in the ball game. First down and 10 for the Tigers. Up the middle, number 40, which is Yurkevich. Jeff Homiak, 55, in on the tackle for the Red Tornadoes. 52 seconds left in the ball game.
We're going to get a clock at one of those things on it, guys, that tenth of a second counter.
Well, we were close to it. I guess there's a chance yet, right?
They don't tell me anything.
Try it up the middle to Steffen. John Kalinowski, 44 in the tackle.
63.
Also 63, Mike Ravito, and 26, Ivor Facer. Eight seconds. 5. The inaugural meeting of the Tigers and the Red Tornadoes is over. Final score, Red Tornadoes 41, the Tigers 12.